discussed about these things, types of vaccines. Then I also discussed about what else? Yeah, host defense mechanism. And what else I discussed? Yes? Types of diseases. Yes. Types of communicable diseases, and I also discussed about non-communicable diseases. Alright. Now I need to give you some definitions. Be clear with them. So first one is epidemiology. Epidemiology. So what is epidemiology means? Study of spread of diseases, their distribution, their risk factors. Very good. Then next one. What is sociology? Sociology. What is this one, students? What is the meaning of sociology? What we will study in this? Sociology. What you will study in social science? Yeah? What you will study? Can you define sociology? Yes, Daniel. Last bench are getting voice, by the way. Please stay quiet. Say, hardly I have only 2 lectures and then say goodbye to the subject. Only 2 lectures left. Okay, so be cautious. Can you tell me what is sociology? Okay, study of social patterns. Social patterns means that include people come, their economic status, everything. Okay, economics, all these things will be in sociology. The next one, very interesting, that is demography. Demography. Can you tell me the difference between demography and sociology? Do you know what is demography means? Yeah, what is demography means? Study of human population. Then what is sociology? Yeah. If you are studying human population in demography, then what is the purpose of sociology? Yeah. So this is what I want to give you, the clear difference. Listen. Demon means humans or mortal beings, right? Graphy means to study the humans, to study the people, okay? Study of people is called as demography, okay? Now, in these people, if you want to study their behavior, how their working mechanism, their interactions, the interactions between any 2 people will be studied under sociology. Is it clear? How they are socially fitted in that society, what is their behavior, what is their interactions. You know, that is very complicated actually. You think that is simple thing, it's very complicated. This include race, age, sex, then disease-prone civilization, non-disease-prone civilization, religious based. So multiple parameters will be accountable in sociology, and we are not going to study about social interactions. Rather than we are going to focus on demography alone. So write down the definition of demography first. Definition of demography. Definition of demography. It is the scientific study of human population. Still last bench are getting noise. This voice. Okay. It is a scientific study of human population focusing on, keep in mind focusing on is important, okay? Focusing on all these criteria. The size of the population, size, structure, distribution, and changes occur through time. Changes over time. Okay? So it will study about human population obviously, especially focusing on the people's size, their structure. What do you mean by structure? How many are males, how many are females, how many married, how many unmarried, how many elder, how many younger, how many working, non-working, deceased, non-deceased. All these things together called as structure. The structure of that particular society. Structure, distribution, how they are distributed. Okay. Geographical distribution is one parameter, and then changes over time. Okay. So why does this important in this particular subject? Introduction to National Healthcare and Policy. Listen. Understanding demography has a huge impact. In Japan, have you heard in the news that in Japan old people are more, the younger generation are very less. Even in India, what's happening was, see, we have two useless candidates in this population size. When I say useless, they can't generate revenue. When I say, okay, working people, non-working people, simple. Working people will uplift the country. They will change, they have a huge impact on the future. Whereas, who is the other one? Non-working people. Non-working people is always burden to the country. We need to sustain them. We need to, grow them. And now these non-working people are of two types. Younger and elder. Investing on younger is okay. Children. They are not working, but they are the future of the country. So, investing on children is fine. But what about investing on the elderly people? I am not saying, we are going to kill them. I am just telling overall, statistically speaking, if their population is more, if elder population is dominating and there is very less younger generation, the population will decline because they are not going to reproduce. That is why already the children rate was less. The entire future of the country is at risk because they are not going to sustain sufficient population to maintain the GDP or the country's economic status. It looks very simple to us, but this has a huge impact. So whatever we are doing today, our actions will determine the population. Okay. In what sense I was trying to say is, in Japan, now they have this, even in India what's happening was, just up to 2002 to 2007, the child reproduction rate was very good in India. Okay, each parent having around 3 to 4 children, average 2. But after 2007, a new trend started where the fertility rate started declining in India. Now everyone, the financial burden increased, so everyone need only one child. They are unable to bear, more children because of financial burdening. And is that a good sign? That's not a good sign actually. These people, always there is a 20% of death rate. Before they are becoming, children bearing couples, they might die. That is 20%. Okay. So we need to mind these things and let us see what is this demography is all about. So first of all, you know the definition now. So it is a scientific study of population, especially focusing on its size, structure, distribution and changes over time. Okay. So write down continuation. It is analysis of population dynamics. Population dynamics means the changing. Okay, the fancy term for change will be dynamics. It analyzes population dynamics, population trend, and giving statistical insights. We will get statistical insights of a population, and it gives statistical insights about social, economic, and health aspects of a society. Social, economics, and health aspects of a society. I will say in a nutshell, if a country GDP is very less, if a country is a poverty country, definitely the child mortality rate will be increased. The number of children dying will be more in a poverty country. That leads to, a sparse, a decreased teen generation that will uplift the country. So always GDP or economics will directly proportional to the children mortality rate. Okay, so we need to be very cautious with these things. So write down components of demography. Components of demography. Just like components of epidemiology, we have components of demography. Write down. Very interesting actually, these subjects. See, how this will benefit us means, today we need to implement a new policy, a new healthcare policy. Now the problem was, is our policy going to focus on adults or children or teenagers? That means a lot. If you are going to invest on adults, it's in future it's useless because they are not going to generate revenue to the country. So sometimes we need to take risks at balancing our policies by exposing some groups to risk zone. I'm indirectly saying that we should help the children first because they are the future of country. Don't get demoralized, but that is how the system works. So to understand these things, we must know the overall demographic status of any country, where we need to focus. Simple, in Japan, they need not to worry about adults. Now they are focusing on children. After 40 years also they are promoting to have 3 to 4 children. We know there are some risks when the people are getting old age couples. The chances of death and chances of genetically inherited problems are high. But what to do? We need to take some measures, right? Yeah. So components of demography. 1. Population size. 2. Population structure. 1. Population size. 2. Population structure. Some interesting statistics, by the way. Last year, 2 years ago, China is the largest populated country is China, and their population is around 1.42. But in 2023, India's recent survey showed that India was around 20 lakhs higher. Now we are around 1.45. So India is the most populated country currently. But if you see the GDP of China is better compared to India, and we need to work on those things. They are saying that India will achieve 2 billion population by 2050. Okay, 2050, 25 years ahead. Now, whatever our policies are making, those policies should benefit 2050 population, not today. You got my point? There is some tremendous changes happening in education system in India. Since I am a teacher, I know what's going on there. NEP 2020, New Educational Policy 2020, if you see. So, and there is one more primary agenda of NEP 2020 was Vikasit Bharat. And you know what is Vikasit Bharat means? Whatever the policy is guiding now is to get that Vikasit Bharat vision, and Vikasit Bharat timeline was 2047. See, we are starting working on 2047 graduates. The academics in India started focusing to help the children who will be going to colleges on 2047 in their first year of a BSc. Is it useful now? Why we are bothering from now? A very simple thing. Today a daughter or a son born means he will achieve age of 18 to 20 where he will be in that age. So today's daughter or son should get a bright future, and they will be at their BSc graduates in this year. So we are focusing on them. So yeah, how we came to this conclusion? That is demography. Write down the components now. Population, then population structure. In population structure, write down age, sex, martial marriage status, martial status, education, occupation, last bench. I'm still getting noise there. Yeah, structure, okay, population structure. Age, sex, martial status, education, occupation, and ethnicity. Okay? Education, occupation, and ethnicity. Then third component, fertility rate. What is the meaning of fertility rate? The number of population who can able to bear children. Okay, fertility rate. Fertility rates. Fourth one. Yes. Yes, you can ask. Yes. What will be? Not disturb me. Anyway, fertility rates. I hope you understood what is fertility rate. Next one, mortality rates. Mortality rate. You know what is mortality rate, right? Death rates. Simple. Death rates. Next one, migration patterns plays a vital role. Migration patterns. Then population distribution. Population distribution. So when you say population distribution, this is always geographical distribution. How many people are in urban? How many people are in rural? How many people are in cities? Okay. So that towns, these things is called as population distribution. Then see, there will be some this dilemma that population migrating to cities. Actually, that is a good indicator of developing GDP economy. Actually, sometimes you should leave the villages, even though your nostalgia is keeping there. Anyway, next one, population distribution. Next one, dependency ratio. Dependency ratio. Unfortunately, this is a problem with India compared to China. Most of the around 40% of Indian population are dependents. Only one person in a family of 4 will work in India. That's the problem. This is not the case in China. Everyone must work. In China there is one policy. If any person who is not working and staying in home, they must pay tax to the government. Okay. If you are not working, then pay tax. Rather than paying tax, better working is better, right? You can gain some money. Yeah, sometimes we should force the people. Sometimes dictatorship is better than democracy to uplift the country, no? Anyway, it's recorded, so I can't comment on these things. Next one, dependency ratio, you understood, right? In dependency ratio, we can exclude two criteria. Greater than 75 years, below 18 years. Okay, below 18 years, we must bear them. That is golden period for them, right? Children and adults, I mean. After 75, you may not expect anything from them. Eighth one, population projection. Population projection means prediction of the population future. Prediction of population future. What is this prediction of population future? Today, in today's statistics, the children are born. So we can expect what will happen in the future. Mortality, the fertility rate will be increased. So definitely there is a positive feedback. So yeah, population projection and its prediction. Next one. Write down all these components. Measuring these components. Write down. Measuring these components helps in measuring these components, analyzing any mode, okay? Analyzing, measuring these components helps in resource allocation, infrastructure development, and forecasting better societal challenges, forecasting better future challenges. Anyway, yes. Yeah. Now, so far what we saw was we are only focusing on these things, right? Whatever we focused here, components. Can you recall all components quickly? Tell me all components. Size, structure, Mortality rate, migration, population distribution, fertility rate or reproductive rate, next. Dependency and future projection anyway, future projection. Now listen, there are some, now listen, so these are the components. Now there are some events, class. So now I need to introduce a new term called events. What is the meaning of an event? Something that will disturb the population, something that will alter the ongoing progress. Okay? Something that will alter the ongoing progress can be stated as an event. We know one such event will be always a mortality rate. Suddenly we got a COVID, all the elderly has been wiped out, almost, right? All the elderly has been wiped out by COVID. Thankfully, it's a elderly focused virus, not a children focused. So that is thankful actually, even though we got a global pandemic. So yeah, mortality rate will be an event. So write down similar events, and can you guess any other events apart from mortality rate? Very good. Birth rate. In Japan, they need more birth rate now. That is an event now. Very good. Birth rate, very good. Next. Marriage rate. Number of people getting married. If they are not getting married, how they will sustain the economy, future population. So yeah, marriage rate. There are some, if you start arguing LGBT, that's a different story, okay? That is shut up, okay? This LGBT, that won't work out. It's an outcome of 4.5 billion years of evolution. And you know what is the driving force of evolution? Even you accept it or not, it is always sex, reproduction. Without reproduction, there is no evolution, there is no life. LGBT, just shut up, okay? The all-in community. They can't argue like this. Yeah, anyway. Yes. What they are expecting? Are they going to change the future? Not possible. These are the people who will promote cloning, in vitro, very dangerous people. Anyway, stay focused. If I start something, they say they are very happy. Next one. What you say so far? Mortality rate, birth rate, martial status, martial rate, and marriage rate. Then what else can determine? Very good. Divorce rate, obviously, right? Now, before coming to this class, I get to a new word actually. What is this means? Annulments. I want to write the word here. I was surprised. Today only I came to know this concept. Annul, A-N-N-U-L, M-E-N-T-L. Do you know what is this annulments means? A legal nullifying of a marriage. Not divorce. Legal nullifying of a marriage. They say in a Latin word, null divorce, something. What is this annulments means? I was surprised. Sometimes, by the way, this will be given by the court. They will nullify a marriage. Listen, if any one of the party in a married couple, boy and female, for example, okay? Sometimes there are instances where their marriage happened under, forceful circumstances, under the age marriage. Now they don't want that marriage to be continued. Legally, they can void that marriage. That means from the records they will remove the marriage status. Not divorce. They can split. And even that event won't happen. Legally they will nullify that. It sounds still tough to you, but the reason why they kept this annulments was a woman bearing child without a husband. Okay, sometimes just for that sake, they will start with fake marriage, fake husband. Rather than what they are doing was, if it is under the age mother, okay, they will nullify the marriage and they will give this child to the orphanage. That means now she is not a legal mother to that child. It sounds very tough and painful, but yeah, these things happens now and then. That means that child can never claim a legal mother. She is no more, even though she is alive, because she has amended this amendment. Yeah, happens. See, interesting, right? Next one. Write down other events. Annulments is one of the events. Actually, in India we don't have this exposure, but in America, whenever you are seeing any documentaries, these drug abuse documentaries, especially fentanyl, all these things, most of the American teenagers are pregnant women without husbands. America won't protect these things, but there is a huge problems with these things. Yeah, less than 16, less than 15, they are married, they are mothers with children. Very painful. Yeah, right on, next event. Migrations. Any other thing you want to add apart from these events? Okay, she's always going with the opposite words. Migration, immigration, so okay. Next. This is something called legitimation. You know what is this legitimation means? Legalizing a citizenship to a person. Sometimes these are the people who will live in country without any legal records. That is very important for us actually. For any country, they must know their count. If you are simply coming here as a parasite, that is very challenging. And that is the current problem of America. Many immigrants going illegally to the country and they are enjoying the benefits of US. That's their current issue. Anyway, next one, right on. Adoptions, not abortions. Adoption, adopting a child, okay? Adoption rate. Okay, this is the loophole for LGBTs. They will adopt someone else. Number of plus and minus same, the count will be same. It won't work out in future. It might work out for temporarily. That's not possible. How can you go with same influx? I don't know how this. Right now, next one. Separations. Divorces, that means separations. So, yeah, the same stories. There are some 7 questions, discussing various aspects of this population. What is adoption? What is this thing? What is population? What are the components? What is the definition? How this can be useful in healthcare? So simply, how this demography helpful in healthcare means, I said right. It will help in resource allocation, healthcare policies implementation, development and future forecastings. So there is a very common word using for demography, that is called as census. Simple. This you know, right? Census. C-E-N-C-U-S, I guess. Census. So census is a hyper subject or a domain that will deal with sociology with demography. Their interactions with the people and their interactions. So census rate plays a vital role. So now you understood the significance of census, right? Without census data, we can't, run the country. Now, before finishing this lecture, I just want to make one interesting thing. See, during this British time in India, we are a victims of colonization. For internationals, I'm trying to say. See what happened. There is one small kid who was, he's a wealthy person. He studied in abroad. What he studied means, he studied law. This small kid, he studied law in Cambridge, one of the reputed institute. After studying law, he is coming back from Britain to India. When he is coming back, there is this British problem, okay, that India was colonized, and all Indians are treated as low-class citizens. See, they invaded our country, and now we became low-class citizens. Something very ridiculous. This happened. So what happened? This person, when the Indian who went to Britain, studied in Cambridge, when he is returning back, he is with quote everything. He is a master's in law, something relevant to subject. So he is with his coat, barrister coat, everything. He is coming and he has a first class ticket and he has money to pay the ticket. So he is proudly sitting in the train, and what the train did, the ticket collector, you are an Indian, how can you sit in first class, go to sleeper, go to general ward. And he started fighting against them. No, I will sit in first class. You know what they did? They threw him from the train in between one station. Keep in mind, this happened 8 years ago where there is no GPS, no Google, nothing. Game over, you will be stranded somewhere else in the world. Now, he came back to India and he said, I want to reform India, I want to remove this colonization, I want to kick them out, okay, the British out. Then, a famous politician, what he said to this person means, you have very good aspirations, you studied, you know everything, but you are a wealthy person. You don't know the pain of a poor. You don't know the current status of India, how much struggles we have. And he said, before coming to the politics, first explore the India. First understand the demography of India. He is from Gujarat, okay, from this region, around this region. So they made him to go to the last part of South India. Check everything. See the people. Get the experience. Come back, then we'll discuss. So he started this journey. He started this self-reflection. He understood the pain going on in multiple regions of India. And you know what happened next? Do you know whom I am discussing about? Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah. Yes. Now he understood what is India. He started, okay, we cannot fight against them. Let us go with peace. Because we are not a rebellion population. We are very good culturally bounded people. Let us start working on peace. Peace is his fighting mantra. How he came to this conclusion? Because he understood the demography. He understood the strength of this population. He understood the strength of how large the country was. By the way, at that time, Pakistan is a part of India. So it's a very big continent. Yeah, China is nothing. So, and that's how we defeated. So yeah, demography given us freedom in one way or other way, this subject. See? So take everything positive and that will be helpful for us also. So yeah, thank you for this attention. Thank you.